Here's a story from The Atlantic. There were apparently 13 charitable gifts that topped 100 million in the last year. Showered with attention, 150 million from Carl Icahn to Mount Sinai School of Medicine, 125 from Phil Knight to the Oregon Health and Science University, 300 from Paul Allen to the Allen Institute for Brain Science in Seattle. Morty Zuckerman endowed the Mortimer B. Zuckerman Mind Brain Behavior Institute. And as such, Ken Stern writes, "You'd be forgiven for thinking the story of charity in this country is a story of epic generosity on the part of the American rich. However, in 2011, the wealthiest Americans, those with earnings in the top 20%, contributed on average 1.3% of their income to charity. By comparison, Americans at the base of the income pyramid, those in the bottom 20%, donated 3.2% of their income. And keep in mind, folks, that unlike middle class and wealthy donors, people living in the bottom 20% of the income spectrum in this country really more or less do not get tax deductions because they don't itemize their deductions on their income tax returns. Why is this? Some experts have speculated. I mean, we don't know, obviously. There's really no specific way, but some experts have speculated, according to this piece, that wealthy people, just in the main, are less generous. That the personal drive to accumulate wealth may be inconsistent with the idea of communal support. There was a report by Paul Piff, a psychologist at UC Berkeley, showed that research that said that wealth correlated with unethical behavior. A quote from Paul Piff, "While having money doesn't necessarily make anybody anything," he said to New York Magazine, "the rich are way more likely to prioritize their own self-interest above the interests of other people. They are," quote, "more likely to exhibit characteristics that we would stereotypically associate with, say, a-holes." He actually uses the entire word. Last year, not one of the top 50 individual charitable gifts, the biggest 50 charitable gifts in the country, not one of them went to a social service organization or to a charity that principally serves the poor or dispossessed. Think about that. Patrick Rooney, the dean at the Indiana University School of Philanthropy, said that greater exposure to and identification with the challenges of meeting basic needs may create higher empathy among lower income donors. In other words, the rich live in such a bubble that they think that the biggest needs for charity or the most empathy they can feel are with like the needs of helping with higher education. I've got to give my money to the elite institutions of higher education to help them continue on. And or I want the elite of our society to pass through doors with my name above it. That's basically what it comes down to, I think. I can build a big building like Trump, or I can donate the money to a university or to a medical institute and have people go in and out, people who are specifically going to be creating other things in society, other institutions, so they can perceive me and my great gratitudinous. Wealthy people who live in homogeneously affluent areas, areas where more than 40% of households earned at least $200,000 a year, were less generous than comparably wealthy people who lived in more economically diverse surroundings. So there you have it.